just so that you're all aware, we have been trying to get on Facebook and then jump over to YouTube, but we're having our complications and our difficulties with that. So we're going to be talking to some specific people this next week to iron out our problems and get that resolved. So, hi, IZ108. My thing is not rolling up, Chris. It's just frozen in that position. So, help me, please.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, we're going.
It's just slow.
Okay. Hi, Lori. Hi, Ducky2. How you guys doing? I see a doggy as one of the faces, and I can't make out what that one is. Hi, Christina. How's everyone doing today? How's the weather where you're at? And please, for the channel, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, in other words. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we got some really cool things coming up, and we're getting real close to our merch account being open. We got some new lists of services that Chris is going to do and tell you what we're going to be doing. So why don't you go to that right now, Chris, and tell them what we're offering.
So we have three main announcements, starting with there's an excuse me, that is tough to say.
Ask Chris questions. Say it 3 times.
Ask
You do,
Chris
Michelle. Ask Chris
questions
questions. Ask Chris questions. Ask Chris questions.
Yeah,
I got
it's
it down.
tough.
I can say ask me questions.
It's my own name. I still struggle with it. That sale ends this Wednesday. Dream analysis is now offered on the website, and then astrology chart readings are live as well.
Astrology is great. Dream analysis is great. We're really excited to add this to our list of services for you guys. Jump on one of this. We'd love to provide you with the information on that. And of course, I offer Chris psychic readings too. You can call that at 408-379-7070. And certainly today we're going to be answering your guys' questions. Get to most of you as we can. We're trying to limit one question per person. And we do love the donations because that ensures the fact that my mother's videos will be able to still come out and help with Chris being here and help me put the whole production of this channel together. You guys are doing that for us. We greatly appreciate it. But with the donations, I want to make sure we clarify that does not guarantee you get the question answered. Remember, it's a donation, and we're trying to answer all questions if we can. We don't want to miss anybody, of course. We want to help everyone out with that. We don't want you sitting there going to get my question answers, though. But we do have a limited amount of time, and we want to get to as much of you guys in as much detail as we can. So, hi, Danielle. Hi, Kimberly. We got a lot of people on with us today. That's good news. You guys reach out and tag someone, like it, subscribe. You really want to subscribe. I want you to subscribe because I want you to be a part of the scavenger hunt that we're going to be doing. Again, you guys did it so quickly, we have to make it more difficult for you guys. You're too smart. And we're going to have Chris Raw pretty soon. That means just reality TV with me. And what else are we going to be doing? We're going to be doing some car stuff too. So we're getting around to all that. But we love the Q&A, and you guys I keep asking, what do you guys want? You keep saying Chris Q&A, so we keep doing that. So put in the comment section down if you'd like to see something else going on here on this channel. In the meantime, fire away asking me some questions that these people want to ask.
Susanna wants to know how many lives she's led.
That would be, if you're including the one you're doing now, this would, you'd have 28, so this would make 29th and your last, so that's positive.
Adrienne says, do you see me having more children?
Only one, a little girl, and healthy. Timeline, I think conceiving about May or June of next year, so 9 months from then the baby comes. So I think it'll be a healthy, happy baby. So the 3rd trimester, you just got to take it a little bit easy. That doesn't mean moving any furniture. You know what I'm talking about. So just be good, do what your doctor says, and then after this one, I think you're done.
Sarah says, hi Chris, what's my animal totem?
That would be a kangaroo. And a kangaroo, have you noticed they box like humans? Do you know they really put up their dukes? I mean, I can't, I'm telling you. And that big claw they have at their foot, they can disembowel you. So you don't want to mess with a kangaroo. They'll rear right back up on you, punch your lights out. So.
Kangaroos are terrifying.
I love them. They're so cute and so loving, but they hop. They go very, very far. I've always wanted to go to Australia. I've always wanted to go to Africa too. I hope to get there in my lifetime and see all the Serengeti and the Maasai tribes and all the, you know, elephants and lions, and just walking out there, just
so
out
cool.
and playing. We're in their habitat, for God's sakes. I don't know if I really want to be in one of those Range Rovers with the top down and the windshield fold over, sitting on the roof with a spare tire and saying, "Here, kitty, kitty."
No,
I don't think I want to do that.
That sounds fun.
But, oh, good luck. I would rather be in something that has, you know, my own little cage going around in there, so I'm, you know.
Lauren says, what do I have to look forward to in the near future?
Well, besides your whole life, I mean, you're healthy. I mean, you should thank your lucky stars for that, because when you have your health, that's everything to me. That's more than any riches could bring in, because if you're terminally ill with something, money doesn't mean anything. So enjoy your life, enjoy your health, do things, be with people, get out and activate. Be careful with the COVID, of course, till the first of the year, but then after that, get out and activate. You got a good, strong, healthy life. You got everything you can do. And you're young.
Michelle says, what are my life themes?
Primary theme, that would be humanitarian. Secondary thing would be rejection. Rejection's hard. So for you, it won't be that big of a deal. If someone is rejecting you, at least if you have the reasons and the knowledge why they're rejecting you, you're cool with it. If you don't, it'll bug you till you know.
Rita says, I started a new job. How do you see this going for me?
I think you'll love the job. I think you'll be very good at the job. I think there's one colleague that you're going to have a little bit of a rift with. So I would just do your work and what's expected out of you, and I think that that will be fine. I think you just got to settle in for about another 5-6 weeks and you'll be perfect. Good job, though.
Ernest says, when will I find a man?
Find a what?
A man.
Oh, like the man? I would say timeline, I would give it about almost 12 months. I would say about 11 months or so. If we're talking about, you know, the heart pounding, the I love you, in love kind of thing, and really having the same type of morals, the same type of ethics, the same type of likes, to where it's just like more of a twin flame to you and just really matches what you want. It would be that long. In the meantime, you got a couple coming in before that, but nothing to this depth of capability of love.
Tricia says, hi Chris, when do you see me making any money selling my jewelry?
Well, that would be when you get the time out to get the advertising going and going around store to store and doing these different kind of you know, places where they do the kiosks and things of this nature, and go around to not necessarily like flea markets or things like this, but you've got to be able to sell your stuff. You got to be able to put it out there, and to do that, you just got to hit the pavement and do it, because it's good stuff. But if people don't know it exists, then they're not going to be interested in it. So you've got to find a way to get like a channel on YouTube or something like this, so you can show what you can do and put together like a direction of video. And I think people would enjoy that, love that, and learn from you and subscribe to you and buy some things from you. So you need to get it out there.
Nazari says, if I start searching for a new job, will I find one with the same pay/benefits?
If we're talking money, that would probably take you to about mid-year to do. Otherwise, you could find 2 jobs, both part-time, that make a little bit more than you make right now, but you'd be working about 6 more hours a week than you do. So if you don't like that, I would stay put until you can get into the job that fits the bill with making what you make starting, and then 10% from that 4 months into the job. So I would probably wait for that. I don't think you'd be too happy doing 2 part-time jobs.
Fatima says, will I buy a house after my divorce?
I think you'll buy a house after the divorce after a year, because I think you'll rent, and I think you'll just live pretty basic, because you'll really be deciding exactly what you want. And that's a good thing. I don't think you'll make a mistake, because I think you'll think about it very thoroughly and get a really nice house that you'll decorate up that will be all your own. You will be able to afford it, not have to rely on anybody else but yourself. So there's a lot of security and happiness and everything else. So that's not long to wait to get what you want. So, but you earned it, you deserve it, and just take your time, because you'll find the right one.
Anastasia says, have I ever made contact with my spirit guide?
No, but if you can relax, I think you certainly will be able to do that. That happens a lot. I remember way back in the day, because I analyze a lot. A lot of people analyze a lot. A lot of people can worry too, or be down or whatever, but you just have to find your place of where you can go as a mindset where you can calm yourself down. My mother Sylvia could be fighting with PG&E, yelling at them, screaming at them, coming through the office door, coming to her reading room, the client sitting there with a cup of coffee, and she shuts that door and boom, she snaps. It's like a light switch. She's calm, cool, collective, and she and the other woman are the only people in the world today. But then my mother was doing it her whole life. And for me too, it's easy. So you have to get into the rhythm of being able to relax. That means you're awake and not thinking about anything. But you don't have to do it all day. You just have to do it for how long it takes you to ask a question, get an answer. That might be 30 seconds. You can do that.
Jenna says, will I move to one other house before moving to the UK or staying where I am?
You'll stay where you're at.
Nazari says, is my sister's current boyfriend her life partner?
Yes, I do believe so. They're jousting a little bit for control. Your sister will win that over. Not that that's a bad thing. I think it's an agreement on them. I think he's a real good guy. I think there's some insecurity there, but time will heal that.
JMusic1216 says, does my mom have any messages?
I don't think you'll get messages. I think you get signs coming around all the time, seriously. I think you got to watch for the smell of perfume when no one's around with perfume. I think you have to watch when people say certain things. They'll say it on how your mother used to say things with her charisma and her kind of sarcasm, if you will. And I think you'll pretty much always feel it around 5:30 in the evening, where she'll be the presence in the home, where you'll just feel that. And you can look for different quirky things going off in the house, like an alarm, a fire alarm, where they beep and they shouldn't beep and the battery's okay, or a TV volume, things like this, because your mom has an awful lot of energy with her, and she was in her last life, so technically you'll have her through your life because she's not going to come back down again. I don't blame her. This is my last. I'm not doing it again either. So I think it's great that you have her around as much as you do. Like my mom's not more than yelling distance any day of the week, which I'm very comfortable with and very happy with.
Jennifer says, why is my hair falling out?
It's, I think, got a lot to do with your thyroid. So I'd run a T3 and a T4, which is a more specific thyroid test, so they can tell you where that's going on. Then I would see how much estrogen you have going on in your system, because there's something along with that. And then you got to get your hands out of there and stop pulling on it. So stop pulling on it and fussing with it and fiddling with it. And then I think there's a percentage to where that your scalp, the pores in your scalp are clogged. So you have to get some type of a hot oil treatment to get the dryness out of there, so the pores can breathe, so the hair can go back, the follicles can go back to the pores. So I think it's a little bit of a combination of things, but the main culprit is, I believe, the hormones, the thyroid.
Alice says, I'm thinking of changing careers. Do you think this is a good move?
Well, it depends how you do it. If you do it right now, I don't think it's smart. But if you were to do it around April or May of next year, I think that would be much better timing. So you would just go from one situation into another, and it would be a much smoother transition, and the money's better. Doing it right now, if you're heart set on it, it's just going to be a much more of a struggle. And who wants to struggle for a month or 2 months or 3 months if you don't have to? So I think it's good what you're going to be doing. I think you waited too long to do it. So I would do it, but I would do it the first part of the year. I don't know if I'd do that today. Now, if you want to do it today and keep your job, different story. Do that. That would be ideal if you do that.
Veronica says, will my daughter get picked for her first choice of high school?
Yes, I believe that she'll be able to go where she wants to go. I think it's going to be a tough go, because she does have a type A personality and she wants all A's, but I think she can do it. She's one that can, because she's smart. So, I mean, the school was a pain in the rear for me, but I got C's, D's, A's, B's. A's always in PE, but I had my time in school.
Ducky2 says, I'm not happy with my career. When will I make a successful change?
I don't see anything that you're looking to really go through with that at all. So I would turn that question right back around at you and say, what do you want to do? Because helping people, working with people is where you should be at. Technically, I'd go back to school and become a psychologist, but I don't believe you want to put the years of schooling to get the degree. But that would be a wonderful route for you, because you do it anyways in your everyday life. But that would be the thing I'd hope for you, because you would absolutely love what you do. You'd be like me. I love what I do. I can be 15 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I love what I do. Now, I say I never work a day in my life because I enjoy what I do, but still, technically, I'm on the phone, so I need time for laundry and kids and dogs and cats and stuff. But you should consider psychology. I just think you will just brush it aside because of the years it takes to school to get there.
Jody says, will my upcoming IVF transfer be successful with a pregnancy?
If this is the second time you do it, yes, I believe so, because I think it'll take 2 times to do it, and the best way I could make sense out of that is somehow the first kind of lines up the second time for it to be successful. So don't give up, because I know it will happen. That's the main thing.
Jessica says, how many lifetimes have I lived?
If this one is also counted in that, you've had about 23, 24. You just have one more to go, which is not bad. One more is not bad at all.
DC says, should I move up in my job or should I stay where I'm at?
Well, I mean, you'll get a 10% increase in pay. You'll have more of a supervising position, a lot more responsibility, more days, more hours that you'll work. And I think you're really happy where you're at. Sometimes more money is not really the better way to go. So you will get paid more and you won't like it as much. If I was you, I think I'd still continue to sit in the position I'm in right now because you can do your job with your eyes shut and there's no real stress to it and you're in your comfort zone. So I would probably just do that.
You want to make a phone call to
Yeah,
the
let's
person
do
we
that.
talked about?
Yep. What's the name?
This is Madhu. Madhu.
Okay, let's see here. All right. Hi, this is Chris Dufresne from YouTube Live.
Hello?
Hi, this is Chris Dufresne from YouTube Live. How are you? Are you watching us?
I'm watching you.
Okay. So we have a question here that you wrote in that Chris is going to read to me, okay?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, go ahead.
She says, what is my son Dylan's best career path?
I think in time he's going to get more as far as software engineering and go very, very well with that. It's not going to look like he has a lot of interest in this direction. You have to be patient with this. He's a little bit of a late bloomer, but he's very, very smart. So you stop worrying yourself that as you get older that you're going to have to take care of this child. You're not going to have to take care of this child because he's going to have his family and all that kind of stuff. So you're doing all this stressing out for nothing. You knock it off. He's a late bloomer and he's doing great. He's very smart.
Thank you so much.
It's also very sensitive, in case you haven't known that.
Yes, he is very sensitive.
Well, let him be sensitive. Sensitive is better than a big ego. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I've been waiting for your call. I've been so excited. I just couldn't believe that I will be talking to Sylvia Browne's son. I've never been on YouTube, so I've been so excited.
Well, that's so sweet.
When your call came in, I thought, oh my God, he's calling me.
That's
and
too.
I've been watching you on YouTube, so.
That's too kind. You keep up on watching us, and let your son have some slack here because you're doing all this worrying for nothing. And I don't want to have to call you and tell you I told you so because he's a good kid. He's a light entity. Besides, how can you be that worried in the first place when he tells you everything? How can you be that worried? You know about it.
He does. He does. You are totally correct.
So
yeah,
stop.
He tells me everything.
You're gonna stop worrying now?
Yeah, of course. I am going to stop worrying.
Well, you have a great day. God bless.
You too. Thank you for calling me.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Very sweet.
That's cute. I love it.
Good kid, though. Okay, who's next?
His Grace is Love says, hi, Chris. I'm having a tough time with insurance. Will Dr. Jacobson be my surgeon or somebody else?
It'll definitely be somebody else, and I think you're going to like the other surgeon better. Well, let's just say personality-wise better. I think they're both really top of their game, so I think the surgery is going to come out good. So I don't think you have that to worry about. Just make sure you follow the recommendations and the therapy, of course. And as long as we do it that way, I think it's a really good positive outcome for you, and congratulations. And if you want, you can always get online of our prayer line or call the office at 408-379-7070 and let us know the date of that surgery. And I will have myself, my staff, our congregation, our friends, our family, we will all pray for you and send you energy because I do believe the power of prayer. It certainly is not going to hurt and it's free. So take advantage of that.
Radins says, hi, Chris. Do I have a soulmate or life partner?
Well, your soulmate's in heaven, so you're not going to have that here in this lifetime. Don't feel bad. Mine is too in heaven. That's sometimes the way it goes. But you have more of a kindred soul here, and that's when you meet, you know that you can't put the words together, but you feel comfortable, and you feel that you've talked to them, you know, about 5 minutes, but you feel like you've talked to them your whole life. So that is good and positive. That doesn't come in until summertime, but summertime is not that far. I mean, for God's sakes, we're at the last week of October here, where there was like 9 weeks or so left of this year and it's over. So it comes in quick. And after the first year, you have to do your part to activate and get out and meet people, because that just ensures the fact that my timing is accurate, and your paths are going to cross, because you can't just stay home and expect it to come through the front door.
Wow, there's only 9 weeks of this year left. That's insane.
Isn't crazy? But they do tell you as you get older, time goes by faster. I don't know how much faster it can go.
I'm still young. I don't want it to go too fast.
I was talking about me. I'm going to be 55 in February. 55. Holy macaroni. I've been in my practice 38 years longer than you've been alive.
Yeah, by a bit. By quite a bit. Nazari says, if I sponsor my parents for a green card, will it be successful?
Yeah, I think it'll be grueling, and they'll have to, sit there and go through the quizzes and the tests and all that stuff. But I think it will ultimately work out, and you won't fail at this. It'll take a good almost couple of years to get it all done and situated. So you have to have a lot of patience with this. But at the end of the day, you'll come out with it being successful. So I would definitely do it. Just have patience where you don't think you have patience. Have patience.
Ladybug says, do I have any messages from my friend Donald, who passed in 2006?
No, because Donald got everything done he wanted to get done. I think he felt when he was here that he didn't even belong here. I think he knew his time was coming self-consciously before it actually happened and took place. Therefore, I feel he has utmost peace with himself. I know he made the transition about as quickly as we can blink, and he has your life chart and your blueprint. That means he knows every single solitary thing you're going to do before you can think it up. So in his senses, why would he be around to watch that? So I think he knows what you're doing. I know what you're doing. You've got a good, long, healthy, prosperous life. I think you'll meet him up again when you get back over there, because he's not coming back, and this is your last, so that's perfect.
Jennifer says, will I be on thyroid meds for the rest of my life?
Yes, you will. And that's a smart thing to do, because people do things holistically, sure, and I'm all about holistic as much as I'm conventional. Sometimes I bounce the two between each other. But for you, if I was you, and I'm not a doctor, I'm a psychic, but I would be taking the medication, because I think it's a whole lot better than the alternative as far as not.
Judy says, will my son get married in Ireland?
I believe if he doesn't get married in Ireland, he would always regret it. Therefore, I think you will be the one that persists for him to do this, because you know that this is a big day, obviously, and you want him to have what he wants. So I think you kind of back him up, and you pretty much save the day where you allow it to be done in Ireland. Otherwise, I think he may falter. But with you coming in with what you have and know, I think it'll be a good thing. And I think you're a champion for doing that. I think it's really great and cool, because, marriage is a big deal.
David says, my daughter Macy has had dreams of family members who have passed away, and ever since then has seen shadows and her blankets being pulled. Should we worry?
No, David. I remember giving you a reading, though. She's a cutie pie. You don't have anything to worry about. There's nothing negative, nothing bad, nothing harmful, nothing hurtful. She's empathic. That means she can sense things very easily. And being empathic, you just always want to make sure, you surround yourself around the white light, because you can pull things inward. But there's nothing negative there. There's a lot of energy in the home. That's not a bad thing. Yeah, my mother come over your house sometimes. You think you got energy in the house. Now wait till Sylvia comes in the house. Everything shuts down. Can't get anything working. We used to have a time with her at the office when she'd come in the computer room with everything would shut down. But no, you got nothing to worry about. And, you have a little bit of psychic stuff in your family. That's not a bad thing. Welcome to my world.
Lori says, how do spirits know to come to us to give a message to their loved one? How did the spirit, I'm sorry, this is a very oddly worded sentence. So I'm just going to go with, how do spirits know to come to us to give a message to their loved ones?
Let's see if I understand this correctly. First of all, when we make it to the other side, they're able to look at a life like watching a movie. They can fast forward it, watch us pass, rewind us, and watch us born, and they know everything in between. 90 years of our lifetime equals about 48 hours to them. They know all of everything. So they can see us through life, because they can poke their head in and see if we're upset or mad, or we can know it in advance. So if someone's going through divorces and legal troubles, family will migrate around them. Why? Because they know what the heck he's going through, so they send love, light, and energy and pray and help him through those times. Just as much as we know when things are going really easy, because they see it in advance. They know it all. So it's very easy for them on the other side because there is no worrying or anxiety or depression or hunger or pains or getting older. We have all that here. This is our boot camp, realistically. We have to come down here to learn. And that's why we have that survival mechanism in us, because if you think about it, if we all knew exactly what heaven was like, how many of us would stay here? Not many. So we have to have a purpose of this world so we can learn what we need to learn here and bring that back to heaven with us. So everyone over there, as we have a blueprint and we have a chart, knows it all. It's like you watching a movie 20 times over, you have it memorized. That's the way they got our life down. Besides, timing is so significantly different.
RK says, hi Chris, when will I meet my future husband, or have I already?
Haven't yet. I think it'll be next year. I think it'll be the end of March or first part of April, and that's by you joining a dating service. And the dating service is going to work for you. Not always does it work for everybody. Sometimes it's bad, but this is good for you, so you should be joining up.
Mom5150 says, what is causing my son's ketoacidosis and his stepmom's health problem?
Okay, which question am I answering now?
She's what is causing her son's ketoacidosis?
I think it's systemic in his system, but I'm more concerned about the chemical imbalance too and the depression. So I think if they start looking in the intestines and stomach area, they're going to be able to find the problem to solve this. Okay, the doctors will. And then the chemical imbalance would be, dealing with a psychologist.
Jennifer says, what's a good career for me?
Nursing would be good. Taking care of the elderly would be good. Or going to young babies. Not the middle of the road. Either the end of the spectrum, beginning of the spectrum. Either avenue with that. I think you like it both pretty much about the same. So you could jump from elderly to elderly beginning if you want.
Veronica says, I see black shadows in my kitchen and hallway. Do you know who it is?
I know it's nobody spirituality-wise. There's no negative or anything around you. Get your eyes checked or, talk to a psychiatrist and tell them what you're seeing. The part that I could do is there's nothing spiritual-wise going around you in any negative, dark avenue at all. Now, seeing things out of your peripherals a little bit different. And that means you can see a shadow and things like that. But I want to put emphasis on that there's nothing negative or bad around you. If you're even the least little bit concerned, go down to the neighborhood church, get the priest out, bless the house. I mean, if you got it, that's a little bit overboard, but if it makes you feel better, go do that, because that will just ensure the fact that there's no negative energy there at all. Because when you say dark shadows and things like that, I don't want you to think it's creepy or something like that, because that's not going on. So you can relieve your mind of that. Who's the name?
This is Miss Tracy Smith.
Tracy Smith, okay.
Hello.
Tracy Smith, this is Chris Dufresne from YouTube Live. How are you? You've been waiting. You've been waiting on my call?
I have been.
You watching us?
Of course I am.
Okay, we have a question you wrote in. Chris is going to read it for me, okay?
Thank you.
Miss Tracy Smith says, would it be beneficial for me to leave my low income position in the school system to pursue my own career path?
Definitely, absolutely. I can't believe that you haven't done this yet. I think you'll do really well on your own. I don't think you'll miss a beat with it. I think you love people, you love what you do, and I think you're beyond burned out where you're at, and you keep getting passed over, and that's not fair. It's not right, and you know this, so you should kiss that job goodbye and go your own way. Definitely, I would do it now. Now. Today.
Thank you.
Now. Because I think you're only going to do good, and I want you to be happy, and you're miserable where you're at, so stop being miserable, start being happy.
Thank you.
You have to take the leap of faith, dear. If I thought you were going to fall on your face and you weren't going to do this, I wouldn't be pushing you. I'd be catching you instead. You're not going to fail. You're going to do well, but you got to do it.
Okay. You have me smiling.
That's good. Just keep on smiling. Go into business for yourself, and you'll keep on smiling.
Okay. Thank you from my heart.
Thank you so much. God bless.
Okay. Thank you, Chris.
Okay. Bye-bye. Very sweet.
Awesome. Krista says, should I switch careers?
No, I wouldn't switch careers. I would do a hobby of what you like to do, and I would get into crafts. And I think you're talented enough in a very short period of time that you can make a steady extra added income from this. And you got to dabble with this so you know what I'm talking about. You're going to say, crafts, what's he talking about? Well, go get some crafts and try some things that you like. And when you're naturally good at something, you like it. I would actually do this as a supplement to your work structure, because this will put you at peace, this will calm you down, this will relax your mind. Then you won't hate your job as much. You'll actually start liking it again. You'll get like a second wind, so to speak. Because leaving your job is not really a good thing, because you're not going to find anything right away. But if you do the crafts with your job, you'll like not only your job better, but you'll make more money and you'll be happy. So just try it without thinking. Give me the benefit of the doubt.
Bindishwari says, I've been hearing some voices talking to me in my heart, in my heart, not physically. What exactly is happening?
That would be a medical doctor. That would be a psychic. So you got to ask the doctor that. And I think they're going to be able to help you with that, with the diagnosis of that. And that would be the right way to go. But from a spiritual sense of things, I'm not seeing anybody around contacting or saying what you're saying. So I do agree that you're hearing this in your heart and mind. But I think you need to just go to the doctors and talk to them about that. And they'll help you along with this.
Victoria says, who is my spirit guide?
Well, that would be Evelyn, would be her name. But past life, I think it was around the Civil War time period that you guys had together. And she was done with her lives, and she's watching over you in this lifetime, which I think is great.
Erin Marie says, hello. In kindergarten, I had a best friend named Christina. I haven't seen her since that time. I wanted to know how she's doing and if we'll reunite.
I don't think you're going to reunite. I think you could try to reunite. I don't think that they would be putting as much energy into it as you would be, so I don't think it would work, so don't get your feelings hurt on that. I think it was a wonderful friendship, because obviously you remembered it to date now. I still believe that you haven't met your best ultimate friendship yet, and I don't think that will come in for about a good 20 to 22 months, which is shy of 2 years, but I think you'll meet them at the grocery store, and I think there'll be a checker at the grocery store when you're checking out. And I just think when it hits, you just know it, and a good friend you'll have. But what you want to go back to, you'll have within the new one you don't know, but the one that is in the past kind of stays in the past.
Awesome. Well, that's really it for me. All of our questions have been answered. Actually, no. Kristen says spirit animal.
Spirit animal? That would be a raccoon.
Awesome.
The bandit raccoon.
Oh,
those things are really cute, though. They're really cute. They're
so
smart.
cute.
I've seen them take off trash can lids with one hand, pick out what to read, put the trash can down like a human being does. I just get so amazed about that. And they're cute as anything. So now keep in mind, raccoons or rats or snakes or these things, some people have these kind of totems and you think, what the heck do I have that? You got to do the research of what these animals are about. When you do the research of what these animals are about, you're seriously amazed. And sometimes totems do change. Mine at one time was a bear. Now I'm a gorilla. I would like to change out of that, but I think I'm stuck with it. So yeah, a raccoon is great. There's no doubt about it.
Awesome. Then that's
okay, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. Give us a thumb up. Go check the playlist. Call our office 408-379-7070 if you'd like to have a psychic reading or anything else for that matter. We're here to help and do whatever we can for you. Stay uplifted. God bless and have a wonderful day. So we were on for how long?